What's up, guys? This is Matt, and this is going to be, I guess, part 2 of playing Democracy 2. We'll see how this game turns out for us. I know we just left off, we decided to regulate children's food right at the end of the last video, and I believe we had done something with border controls? Let me see. I don't remember all of a sudden. I think we did something with border controls, but I'm not sure. We can exit out. And you'll see we still have this bar right here will show us the percentage of the population that is planning to vote for us. And we're still not doing too well. We're a little ways off. This bar right here will show us when the game ends. So when this, or not when the game ends, sorry, I believe when the political term ends. Yeah, here we go. Towards the next election. So we need to have this bar, I guess at least green, by the time this bar hits the end, to be able to win the re-election. Then we'll have another, whatever, I think they were 4-year terms, I believe, is what we had agreed to at the beginning of this. So we still have a ton of problems. It's pretty much everything that we started with right from the beginning of the game. We haven't made too much progress on anything. We're still a technology backwater. What do we have here? This is literacy. What's our literacy rate? It's going up, which is a good thing. The state schools and university grants are having an impact. It looks like our country's internet access would also have an impact on our literacy. All right. Well, what could we do then? How could we? Okay. Do we have internet access? Oh, is that okay? Let's look at. Where are they? What's this one here? No. Oh, it's the light bulb. Okay, the light bulb is where we can introduce new policies, such as technology grants, or let's see what they have. Technology colleges, youth club subsidies, public libraries. How much would that cost? It would take 4 turns, and you only need 9. That's not a bad idea. Technology colleges. What could we do? What would be in welfare? Child benefits, child care provisions, disability benefits, citizenship checks. Okay, national service. All right, what do we want to do? I'm thinking some kind of something to do with the schools. If we could either technology colleges, some of these things might bring us out of. All right, we can't do a technology college. Oh, yeah, well, maybe we can. Okay, it's only 9 out of 20. Let's read it. Technology colleges are specialist schools with a focus on computer literacy, biotechnology, and similar subjects. These state-run colleges receive special funding from central government in order to encourage a greater level of technological literacy amongst the future workforce. That's actually not a bad idea. It would take 8 turns to complete, but it's actually very cheap. It only costs 9 of our political capital. I think we should implement that. Just because I believe that will also lend itself to us being a technology backwater, or not, and of course we don't want to be. So I'm going to go ahead and implement that. I think that's getting our country on the right track here. And we can... Oh, okay, now we can then adjust... Okay, so you see that this is also going to just bring up our country's overall literacy, and it's going to have a positive influence on our country's internet access. And in my opinion, this is fairly cheap, because this game you're talking about billions, and this is only $500 million. So I think we should just max this spending out. And it's actually not going to upset too many people. It's going to upset socialists, and it's going to upset or it's going to lower our country's equality, which I guess I'm not sure. All right. It could take 24 months to be implemented. So 2 whole years. I think it's worth it, though. So it's only going to cost us 7. So we're going to do that. All right. We're at 19 left, right? Is that looking right? Let me make sure everything's here. Stem cell research. What could we do here? If we max this out, which we can't because it's a very controversial subject, but that would also bring down the point, or bring down our status as a technology backwater. But we can't mess with that right now. Okay, here's the technology colleges, and that's maxed out. That's what I think we want to be. We still have 19 political capital left. What else could we do? We're still working with this hospital overcrowding, but I'm not sure how we can fix it. We could spend more money on the healthcare system, but that is going to be a little costly, and it'll actually cost us a lot of return. I think, I don't know. From this liberal standpoint, we don't want to raise taxes, but I can't think of any other ideas unless we start taxing, I don't know, something else. Oh, a hybrid car initiative. That sounds liberal. Hybrid cars are less damaging to the environment because at slower speeds, they use electric engines that produce no CO2. They also get higher fuel efficiency, thus reducing demand for oil. The downside is they are very expensive, but tax incentives can encourage more people to buy hybrid models when they get new cars. So maybe we won't be making too much money from that, will we? Inheritance tax, internet tax, luxury goods tax. That would just piss off the rich people. Micro-generation rants? That's not too bad. Property tax. Nobody in our country pays a property tax? Alright, we can go ahead and back out of this. Okay, I don't want to skip this turn because we still have 19 political capital left. So what can we do here? Alright, we still have this problem with pollution. And it's not telling me, when I hover over it, it's not telling me how to fix it. It's saying that our air quality is causing it, but air quality is not quite causing it. So I don't know, I don't even know where that would be, I guess. It would be maybe transport? Car usage, maybe car usage, if we could lower that. Bus lanes. What happens here? That pisses off people. No, we don't want to do anything. Cancel. What is this? Road building. If we build major road networks, it brings up our car usage, which is going to raise pollution even more. So we don't want to do that. You know what? I guess let's just skip the turn, and that's actually going to bank us some capital because we still got 19. Let's skip the turn and see what's going on in our country. We'll get an update. And here we are, the quarterly report. We have some new problems. All right. But the economic forecast, the global economy hasn't affected our GDP yet. In my opinion, we're still running quite a small deficit. This is it's only like 5 billion. It could be much, much worse. But the polls don't look good. We have moved up even more, though. We have about 24% of the population, about a quarter of the people like us. So that's actually good. Hopefully we could raise that a little bit more by election day. So let's go ahead and check some of these. Street gangs. At a recent press conference, our chief of police was happy to report that the earlier problem of street gangs is now under control, which means less crime and happier citizens. Okay, so this isn't a problem anymore. Tax evasion. We just hit the start trigger. And the causes are the corporation tax and the income tax. So we're going to have to mess with some of those and see if we can't make this line drop. And binge drinking. The phenomena of binge drinking has apparently subsided. All right, so now this looks like we have a policy here. Policy dilemma, factory farming law. So I'll go ahead and read this. You can go ahead and fast forward if you don't feel like listening. But, oh, sorry, I hit the microphone there. All right. A campaign for the tightening of animal welfare standards on farms is gaining momentum. A law has been proposed that would set higher minimum standards for the space, food, and access to outdoors that is available to animals in intensive farming establishments. So we have two options. We could set tougher standards, or we can leave it unchanged. So here's the options. It's about time we did something to ensure animals are not suffering in intensive farming. Most people would be horrified if they saw the conditions some animals are kept in. These standards would lead to more expensive food, but people would be happy to pay more if they knew the conditions in which animals are currently kept. Or we can leave it unchanged, and it says nobody forces people to buy processed meat from the cheapest source. There are organic and free-range foods, but the free market shows clearly that people aren't prepared to pay more for a change in animal welfare. This is the government interfering in the market to appease a few campaigners. So those are our two options. Setting tougher standards. This would be the liberal way to do this here. Setting more standards, but it would raise the price of the food. This is kind of a free market approach. I think just in the spirit of the game, I think we'll go for setting tougher standards here. We probably will upset some people, but we'll see what happens. So, it's just a game. So we'll go ahead and do that, and let's jump into the game. Now we have 42 political capital. We might be able to make some bigger moves here. All right. So we didn't get rid of any problems, did we? Inner city riots. The poverty level is aiding that, the unemployment and the crime. How could we lower our crime? Oh, it looks like it's dropping anyway. It's still high, but it is dropping. Our police force is having a negative effect, and the community policing is having a negative effect. So let's look at our police force. We're spending as much money as we can, and it is having negative effects on these. So we're doing the right thing. Maybe things haven't taken place. I don't remember how long ago we did that, how many moves. We're going to have to see. Prisons is having a negative effect on crime. Okay, that's pretty good. What do we have here? Narcotics is not affecting anything right now. Why not? Oh, because they're completely outlawed. So what happens if I try to raise this? Legalize marijuana, liberals become happy, but crime will go up. Parents are upset, productivity goes down, and lifespan goes down. Legalize LSD, legalize ultra. Okay, so this is not what we want to do. And it's not making us any money. It's costing a crap ton, and it's really not doing anything. Except making... Yeah, no, it's not hurting anybody, so we're leaving that alone. Handguns. Actually, our handgun laws are making everybody happy right now. This is all trends that I like. Oh, well, I guess the liberal and the patriot, I don't... It's fine. It's not a huge problem for me right now. So what else can we do here? We still have this problem with homelessness. So let's see what we could do. Unemployment benefits. It's fairly cheap. And the more we raise this, the lower homelessness gets. But I guess we get more poor people? Is that how am I reading that right? I guess we get more poor people. The poverty goes down. I'm wondering if this is something we should do. Or, let me cancel that real quick. What was the other one here? State housing. This is very expensive per turn, and it could take a long time to be implemented. But the more we pay... Yeah, we'll cancel. We have plenty of political capital, but I'm trying to balance the budget at the same time. We're trying to implement policy. We're trying to pay for things, but there's always that push to balance the budget. Okay, tax evasion's a problem. And maybe that's something that we could fix? No. We'd have to lower taxes to get rid of the tax evasion problem, and I'm not prepared to do that right now because we don't have... We're already running a deficit. I cannot, in good conscience, cut taxes while we're running a deficit. That's not the way you do things. University grants. Alright, probably... Alright, the more that we spend on university grants, the higher literacy goes, the happier state employees get. Everyone gets happy, and it takes away from us being a technology backwater. I'm going to say we go for it. It's fairly expensive, but... Partial fees? No. I'm going to say we give generous grants. It's not going to cost us much at all. to pay for this, and hopefully we'll be able to catch up somewhere else down the line. Maybe we can implement a new tax, maybe an alcohol tax or something. So I'm gonna offer everybody generous grants from the government. It's gonna cost us $2.75 billion per turn, but we could do it. It only takes 6 months to implement. This is a really fast-moving policy. So we're gonna say okay. And that's going to be great. It's going to take 2 turns, but that's fine. Some of these things, I don't know how to get rid of asthma. I don't know how to fix that. Air quality. How does having a low GDP add to our air quality? That doesn't make any sense to me. The GDP is going up. We took a dip, but we're going up. That's a good thing. That's a very, very good thing. Gambling. What could we do with gambling? Probably nothing. Because the more we allow it, the unemployment goes down. Not by much, though. It's really just going to piss off religious people. Oh, it costs a lot. Not money-wise, but in political capital. Why does that happen? It doesn't make any sense. No, we're not going to worry about that right now. We might come back to that. What kind of taxes? What were we looking at again? What could we do here? What was the alcohol tax? Medically, there is a clear case for the government to tax alcohol in order to discourage consumption because of its negative effects on health and its possible links to social order. On the other hand, those who drink socially see the government benefiting from such a tax to be hypocritical. We could do this. This is going to piss some people off. But let's try it. Or a carbon tax. See, a carbon tax would really help our air quality, I think. If I'm thinking of the right thing. Let's go ahead. Let's implement this carbon tax. It's going to take about 2 turns, and it's going to cost all the political capital that we have left. But we'll implement that. Oh, and we can't raise or lower it anyway, so we're stuck here in the middle. Oh, it's going to have a negative effect on the GDP. But whatever. Okay, that might have been a mistake, but we'll see what happens here. I wasn't paying attention. All right, we're at 0 political capital left. And I feel like we didn't do too much, but I'll go ahead and end this video here. So I'm going to keep this little ending here short. I'm going to flip the screen. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please stay tuned for part 3.